Hey guys, it's Casey's Politics. So we are now in April, which means it is a new month for predictions here. So here is the governor's map in 2026. Although we are pretty far away, we're still going to take a look at the map here. A lot of things can change. But as of now, this is where my rating stands. So, firstly, we're going to fill out the safe Republican states. These are the states Republicans really don't need to worry about: South Dakota, Wyoming, Idaho, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, South Carolina. I would say Texas, Nebraska, and the state of Kansas, which will be a flip. And we also have Vermont. Um, if Phil Scott decides to run, this will be safe Republican. But if a Democrat runs instead, or excuse me, if Phil Scott retires, it'll be safe Democrat. So those are the safe Republican states. About Kansas. This will be a flip, by the way, as incumbent Democrat Laura Kelly is term limited. So this will surely be a Republican flip. So now we're gonna fill out the safe Democrat states. That's gonna be Hawaii, Colorado, California, um, let's see. Maryland, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Maine, and that will be the safe Democrat states. We can probably we could probably throw New Mexico into there. I use 10 plus points for safe. So now we're gonna fill out the likely states here. Can't forget about Illinois, by the way. So we're gonna start off with likely Republican states. We have Ohio, Vivek Ramaswamy, he's probably going to be the nominee, although he's a pretty weak candidate. If he goes up against Sherrod Brown, that would be a bit concerning, but I think he would still be able to hold on. We have Iowa. Kim Reynolds is probably going to run for re-election. Similar case with Texas. Greg Abbott's probably going to run for re-election. That will be safe. If he doesn't run for re-election, it'll probably be likely. And we have Florida. It's probably going to be Byron Donalds is going to be the nominee. And that we'll get back to Alaska soon. So now likely Democrat states Oregon. Although this is a Democratic stronghold, Democrats the past couple election cycles have kind of struggled a bit due to being a bit unpopular as they've kind of run the state into the ground. Minnesota, Tim Walz probably gonna run for re-election. He kind of showed his true colors about not being a moderate, so I'll put this as likely Democrat. New York, Kathy Hochul, this can easily be safe, but Kathy Hochul is pretty unpopular, so put it at likely. And that will be it for likely Democrat states. So now we're gonna do the lean states here. Firstly, Alaska. This depends if Mary Peltola runs for governor for the Democrats. Peltola is a great candidate, but I think the Republican can still knock her off. But if she is the nominee, assuming she is, I think it's lean Republican. We have Nevada. This could be likely Republican, but Joe Lombardo is facing a strong challenger in Attorney General Aaron Ford. Lombardo is pretty popular, so I think he's going to hold on. And we have New Hampshire. Kelly Ayotte, she's a great candidate. She has good name recognition. I think she's going to hold on. Oh, by the way, we forgot one for likely Democrats. That's going to be Pennsylvania. Josh Shapiro. He's relatively popular there. Can't forget about that one. So now we have these states here. These are going to be pretty competitive. So lean states, lean Republican states. We will start off with. Actually, let's go to tilt states, tilt and lean, lean Democrat states. So Michigan, I think, will be lean. Yeah, lean. Even though Mike Duggan, who's a Democrat, he's running as independent. He's definitely going to take some Democrat vote in Detroit, but I don't really think it'll be enough. This may go down to tilt, but assuming the blue wave or whatever, I'll keep it as a lean Democrat. For Democrats, it's probably going to be Jocelyn Benson, who's the incumbent Secretary of State. She has good name recognition, so that's definitely going to help her out. Wisconsin, Tony Evers, assuming he runs for re-election, I think he's going to hold on. If it's a different Democrat, I think this starts at tilt to lean Democrat, but with the blue wave or whatever, that's just how it is. So now we have Arizona and Georgia. These going to be very competitive. Firstly, with Georgia, um, I think it's going to be tilt Republican. Even though Republicans are running a strong candidate in Attorney General Chris Carr, he's probably going to be the nominee. He's a good candidate. He has great name recognition. Democrats don't have too much of a bench, but Georgia is definitely turning a corner, a left wing corner. So we'll put it as tilt Republican. And we have Arizona. I will say this is tilt Democrat, unfortunately. Andy Biggs is probably going to be the Republican nominee. He's a pretty weak candidate. And I think he's going to unfortunately fall short to Katie Hobbs, even though Hobbs is relatively unpopular. Um, but if Karen Taylor Robson, who's a pretty strong candidate, if she runs, I think this might be tilt Republican actually if Robson is the nominee. But assuming Biggs is the nominee, I unfortunately will put this at tilt Democrat. So thank you guys for watching. This was my first governor prediction of 2025 for the 2026 elections. Thank you for watching. This is Casey's Politics.